1120, built by Keith. The most famous symbol in world history is crime-free utopia, Unocracy.org. Here is the evidence. 1199. This one document is worth 500 million US dollars restitution and public apologies by the entire United States government. This is DuncanClaim.org, the worst public scandal conspiracy in world history of Robert D. Rose, Douglas Duncan, Miss Bashama, and Sherry Duncan. All others committed felony criminal conspiracies to murder Keith Brent Duncan. For 15 years, I've offered to testify against every criminal. The government already knows who I always was, sent by God. SaviorKeith.com was always sent by God 65 years ago as of August 15th. Our credentials are also the world's most conservative method of turnofflights.com and solutionsafewater.org. Pause and see reality of why everyone must protect Keith Brent Duncan's life today. We are also the #1 philosopher sent by God that creates a whole new economic world, replacing every known form of government and corporate executive leadership in the entire world. So unbelievably simple. We even have a way to reverse any pandemic in 4 to 6 weeks. This is the last letter that we sent to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp for everyone else to follow up to accept our $40 billion fortune. This letter alone will make you famous and well paid. By the way, we also have our federal witness protection program in place from this one document that shows it was legal for me to own any firearm. So I'm charged for 2 years on a cancel restraining order, and here's the definitive proof that it was dismissed July 15th, 2011. No reason except to have me murdered this entire time. Our press credentials are usnews1.org, and here is the last claim we made against our very own wife, puts her in prison on death row, filed in Gwinnett County just recently. Call us directly today, no delay. 1200, built by Keith. May 21st, 2024. Pay attention, because you're not. I'm the only person who leads the world at every level. I am your Prince of Peace. Oh, there it is, solutionpeace.org. It's the application of God's words, of God's Constitution.org, to literally replace every single person who violates your rights by replacing every law known to man with a simple human Bill of Rights. 3 articles of God's Constitution.org.com. It's also solutionmanifesto.com. Evote.one, which is your decision-making system. You decide the next best project. You pick who the leaders are, with no exception. If you don't like the leader, you replace them. You don't wait for another election. You don't wait for the super wealthy to destroy you, and they are criminal ruling elite. But they're not all corrupt. They're not all violators. In fact, a very few small, called the First Families, New World Order. Criminal ruling elite, cyber criminal terrorists, starting with Robert D. Rose of DuncanClaim.org, which is a perfected seed fund, $500 million, based on cancel restraining order from Cobb County, 11.1.1171, and the original Marietta Police Department report, 1.11.2506. You see, if anybody had ever sat down and talked with me, and my legal teams, of course, and of course talked with God, they would see that I'm the only person in world history who has not violated anybody's rights. I've never lied, I've never hidden, and I'm not afraid of anyone, which is why I'm the #1 overseer over every single human being living on Mother Earth. That's Fortune1.org. We are the holders of the most prolific, perfected, no crime patents of technology and re-education in world history. Never been done before. And the history has always shown that it was impossible for me to stalk anyone. It was impossible for me to violate someone's rights, because Duncan claim in Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112 was a conspiracy to literally murder me and anyone who holds evidence about Douglas Vernon Duncan, Barry Victor Reynolds, federal judge, Norfolk, Virginia, Raymond Hold, and I'm using that word very specifically, Jackson of Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112. It was a criminal conspiracy the whole time to have me forcibly drugged. Can you believe anyone would dare attack the true man of God, the Prince of Peace, and think they could get away with it? Well, they all have, because the existing judges, lawyers, district attorneys, everyone who's been involved in this, are covering up, because the people that are indicted themselves are people they know. They are fellow federal, state, local judges, district attorneys, police chiefs, pretty much everybody lined up. And that's why I wrote SolutionJudge.com. I perfected SolutionLawEnforcement.com. I've shown how to get rid of the warlords and the crime lords by your direct action. Again, Evote.one. And I've also created a new national and international USNews1.org, which is designed to literally split every single news media group in the world back to owned and controlled by you, the people, at only community levels. You see, the old what bleeds leads has been going on for 6,600 years. Controversy is what attracts people. Fear is what motivates people. Yet no one knows how to love, care, protect each other. It's all Bible-based. So join with me and use everything I've ever done and directly protect my life. That means you protect your life and your assets. And that's done with reinvestall.com. You're talking to the #1 most prolific inventor in American world history. It is the main reason I went to China, then Hong Kong, then Philippines from 2015 to 2021 to recruit, enlist 8.1 billion we God's people to be only small business proprietors. Serial entrepreneur. That's done with teammoneymachine.com, which is fully published and perfected. And these criminals will be put in prison and jail. I don't care if they're family. I don't care if they're super wealthy. I don't care if they're underground super criminals. Oh, yes, I do care. And you care too when you figure out that $50 trillion a year is being pulled out of the databases and the banks and the different accounts all over the world, and it's being moved overseas. You see, the lawmakers, not all of them, but enough of them, are lawbreakers, because the only thing they do is create law after law after law, which is why everybody hates the word politics. Political parties means they're partying on the people's money. And as a pastor, the #1 technology evangelist philanthropist in world history, I can speak the truth and motivate each and every one of you to simply call me, get on video call, and I will describe to you how to solve any problem in the world. using technology that you know about, education, knowledge, and wisdom, and everything I've ever gifted, which is free education, free communication, particularly unlimited electricity, unlimited water. You can grow anything, including turnofflights.com and Solution Safe Water, which is one of our finest contributions gifted to 8.1 We, God's people. And the value of the churches is to be outreach ministers. We're the only group funding $40 billion. You hear the number? $40 billion worth of patents and intellectual property technology to literally destabilize, oh there it is, destabilize the criminals and stabilize the rest of the wealth of the world and the authority back to you, God's children. The meek and the mild will never, ever, ever inherit Mother Earth. Only the smartest. Used to be survival of the fittest. Call our top people, Tom Haig. The number's right there, 828-620-7544. And maybe even Tamara Mock up in Silver Springs, Maryland, will finally get her act together and stop thinking only about herself. See, we live in a me world. What's in this for me? So we've gifted everything to you so that you can take the word me and flip it to be we. That is the crime-free utopia, unocracy.org. So welcome to your new world of no crime, unocracy.org, that replaces every known form of government, replaces every known form of corporate executive world with people that actually know how to solve problems. That's it. Problem solvers, peacemakers, including immediately host-mediate town hall forums of peacesummit2020.com. You finally get it? Perfect vision. And I'm sick and tired of everyone saying that you don't have a right to redress grievances against an individual. Everyone says, oh, they would never allow their power and authority to be taken away. Well, who gave them authority in the first place? Happened to be God. Happened to be you. Give people authority to commit crimes. Crime is the most profitable business in the world, and I've now reversed it by publishing SolutionJudge.com, which is part of SolutionLawEnforcement.com, where everyone deals with their own local, internal, family, community, business, regional, then we can go international. All with the use of 5steps.life. Call us directly, as where health is failing. I'm 65.7 years old, and obviously I am your new top #1 world leader overseers. Call me what you want to call me. I'm here working on behalf of God, with God, and on behalf of 8.1 billion we, God's children. Now I can actually enjoy the fruits of my labor, and so can you. It's all biblical related. Call up our church at Oak Grove United Methodist Church, particularly Josh Miles at Peachtree Road United Methodist Church. It's right there on the very top of TeamMoneyMachine.com. I have nothing left to do except wait for your action to put every criminal in jail, which is the original bounty on their heads, citizen's arrest, bring them into court, open circuit TV, automatic background check, automatic face recognition, everything required to know who is who owns what, who trades what with who. Otherwise, just live your life being afraid of them. Because them happens to be real people like international criminal Robert D. Rose with a $200 million bounty on his head. He even faked his death. And the original crime was Forsyth County Judgment 08SC1345. None of the lawyers or DAs they don't want to look at criminals because they'd have to be looking at themselves. 1120, May 21st, 2024. From usnews1.org, based in Asheville, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, and soon located in every major city in the world, manned and recruited and hosted by each of you. Fortune1.org is crime-free utopia, unocracy.org. Pay attention. Stop falling asleep. Historically, we pick and replace every single leader in the world. Doesn't matter if it's government or corporation. Fundamentally, revolution. 1198, January 6th. Pay attention to the very end and self-liberate yourself forever with what we've left behind. 1198, built by Keith, January 3rd, 2024. Evote.one reverses the course of human history by replacing every known voting system and decision-making system with 4, actually 8, constitutional laws. Call and protect our lives today. No excuses. 1198, December the 24th, Christmas Eve. God's Constitution. We now self-liberate ourselves with the use of Evote.one. Keith Duncan was always the greatest philosopher, peacemaker, promise keeper, and philanthropist in world history, with a value over $40 billion in intellectual property and re-education methodology to stabilize your world economies. 1198, built by Keith, the most powerful video of all time is everything we've done to unify the world as only middle-class positive net worth. It's all based on the original 4 Chinese monkeys of do no evil. If no one steals, no one lies, and uses godsconstitution.org, we come into a crime-free utopia of unocracy.org. It means no more stock market publicly traded anything and only local credit unions in your community. No cybercrime, no political parties. Everyone becomes a peacemaker. We are indeed drkeith.org, the #1 most intelligent, wealthy expert in American universal history. Right now, take action, protect Keith Brent Duncan's life, and demand the USA government actually arrest every person tied to Norfolk, Virginia 411 CR 112. It's always been their responsibility to serve and protect we, God's people, forever. Means we replace any violator, any world leader who fails to lead.